Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys That Magic. This is Steven, your beautiful host, and I'm joined by Hunter. Hunter, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Super excited. This is probably my favorite kind of upgrade we do. So, this is the bigger the better. This is the $300 upgrade to the Final Fantasy decks. This one we are doing is going to be limit break, so I'm super excited about that. Are you excited, Hunter?
I am very excited. When we get a little bit more of a budget, tends to get a little bit more spicy.
Yeah. Uh, and our $100 upgrade cloud was terrifying, so I can only imagine getting a little extra cash to throw into this is going to be terrifying. So,
Hmm.
I do want to remind the people at home, though, these precons did come with a backup commander. And if you do want to see the backup commander a little early, you can go check out our Patreon. The link will be in the description down below. Uh, Otherwise, it'll probably be on YouTube in about 2 weeks. But Hunter, like I said, we're here for the face commander. We're here for Cloud X Soldier. Talk to me about Cloud.
Yeah, as a reminder, Cloud X Soldier is 2 red, green, and white for a 4/4 legendary creature human soldier mercenary. It has haste and says when he enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to it. And whenever Cloud attacks, you draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then, if Cloud has power 7 or greater, you just create 2 treasure tokens. So, our commander is a equipment matters deck that also cares so much about drawing cards on its own and making extra mana on its own. What more can you want?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this card spoiled for the commander decks, I was like, "Man, 7 power is gonna be kind of tough to get." And then here we are. Uh, Shocker,
Very,
it's not.
very easy. This is basically
Yeah.
your Voltron commander. Throw everything on this. Who cares about having extra attacking creatures that are equipped?
Mhm.
Because of that power 7, you're getting a card draw off of Cloud itself and getting 2 extra tokens, treasures. But we do add some spicy cards in here to make the board go wide if you wanted to. So you'll see.
All right. Well, before we get into this deck upgrade, how about a lovely word from our sponsor?
Today's video is sponsored by Evoke the Art and their new Gradient Craft token series. This token set features 50 high quality tokens in some stunning gradient art style, featuring some original art, free of any AI generated designs, ensuring authentic and unique visuals, designed for players who appreciate both function and aesthetics. These will bring a vibrant and distinct look to your battlefield. Head over to zaximusstudios.etsy.com for more information on picking up these and more tokens. The link will be in the description. We got a special gift for all of our Guys That Magic fans. Use the code WhatsUpNerds at checkout to get 10% off your order and get this awesome Guys That Magic treasure token. Huge thanks to all of our friends over at Evoke the Art. Now let's get back to the video.
And we're back ready to talk about this precon upgrade. Hunter, just a quick question. Let's go ahead and put on the screen all the cards you added to the $100 list. Are you changing anything? Are you keeping it the same? How do you feel about them?
Yes, everything on screen right now is from the $100 upgrade. We are keeping that the same.
All right, that's exciting because it was terrifying. So I was hoping that you'd remove them all and just put a bunch of lands. But yeah, you didn't do that. So here we are. But let's go ahead and jump into some of the newer cards. I'm excited to see what we got. Looks like we got some from the Final Fantasy set.
That is right. I teased it at the last of the 100. I couldn't fit it in the $100 upgrade, but here we are, bigger, badder. What is Cloud's weapon but not the Buster's Sword? So, of course, it's got to make its entrance here. So the Buster Sword is 3 generic mana for an artifact equipment that says equipped creature gets +3/+2, and whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the amount of damage without paying its mana cost. Equip cost of just 2. So, yeah, Buster Sword on the field. Play Cloud, equipped Buster Sword, swing in, deal a whole bunch of awesome things. And I love the fact that this is a +3/+2, which just automatically just goes ahead and makes Cloud power 7. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's like it was meant to be equipped to him.
It was meant to be. And the other brand new card that I am in love with is Lightning Army of One. This card is so good. It's 1 red and a white for a 3/2 legendary creature human soldier. It has first strike, trample, and lifelink. It also has stagger that says whenever lightning deals combat damage to a player until your next turn. If a source would deal damage to that player or permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. So if we were to give this double strike in some way with our many equipment, this will deal hit our opponent twice, it'll deal double damage. That's until our next turn. So any opponent that is deciding to swing at that opponent we just hit, all of their damage is now doubled, which I'm here for. So lightning, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, great include. I wouldn't be surprised if it doubles in price.
Yeah, it's a very good card. All of these prices are just after the pre-release weekend, so they are coming down just a little bit. Hopefully they continue to just fall down, which is why I kind of threw a bit more cards in here, because now that the prices have gone down, we've got to put more money into this deck.
Yeah, and then just to remind everybody at home, these prices are at the time of recording, so let's hope and pray.
Yep, time of recording just before release.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to some creatures. Looks like we're moving out of Final Fantasy and getting into some other fun stuff.
This first card, we're doing a video game team up. That's right, we're moving into the Fallout series. So this is Codsworth Handy Helper. It's 2 and a white for a 2/3 legendary artifact creature robot. Commanders you control have Ward 2. It also has an ability you can tap it to add 2 white mana and spend this mana only to cast aura and or equipment spells. Never going to be auras, just going to be equipments. And then you can also just tap it, attach target aura or equipment you control to target creature you control, activate only as a sorcery. We are looking for ways to just cheat that equip cost, because in my opinion, the downfall of equipment decks are that extra cost equipping onto your person. So Codsworth is going to help us in that regard of just, skip that cost.
Yeah, I mean, good card, good. Can't really say much more about it.
Also throwing in Kodama of the West Tree. It is 2 and a green for a 3/3 legendary creature spirit. It has reach, and it says modified creatures you control have trample. Equipment, auras you control, and counters are considered modifications. So anything that is equipped, we just gave it trample. Get in with that damage. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Just go and get as many basics as you hit. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, Kodama of the West Tree, I don't think I really started adding it into my decks until I got absolutely demolished by somebody using it. Sneaky good card, and to be honest with you, just Cloud having haste, trample, and possibly a Buster Sword terrifies me.
Yeah, that's Miracle Christmas Land, but you know what? It might happen. We're also going to throw in Shram, Senior Edificer. It is 1 and a white for a 2/2 legendary creature, Dwarf Advisor. It says whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. So I love the fact this is on cast. Even if your equipment just gets countered, you still get to draw a card for it.
Yeah, almost 1 for 1 at that point, which is a little unfortunate if it does get countered. But yeah, SRAM, yeah, so good.
Yeah. One more creature that we are going to throw in here is Halvar, God of Battle. It is 2 and 2 white for a 4/4 legendary creature god. It says creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. And at the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. So yeah, once again, cheating that equip cost a little bit. Whenever we can do it, we will do it. And then if you didn't want to cast Halvar, you can actually cast it on the backside, which is Sword of the Realms. It is 1 and a white for a legendary artifact equipment. It says equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has vigilance. And whenever equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. Equip cost of 1 and a white. So just a little bit of extra protection, a little bit of a, hey, you destroyed my creature, but I still get to play it again.
Yeah, I mean, Halvar is really good because it is kind of situational at that point. Like, if you want to, you can play it on the creature side and just have that good benefit. I mean, to be honest, at least myself, I think I'm going Sword of the Realms. My creature dying happens to happen a lot. So just being able to dodge the commander attacks a little bit is kind of helpful.
Yeah, but hey, who knows? If you really can finish the game, drop Halvar, give your team double strike if you got a lot of equipped creatures.
Yep.
It's pretty good too.
All right, let's move on to some more spells. I see some instants that you added here. I see 2 really good ones. Go ahead and talk to me about these.
Yeah, 2 instants here. This first one, like I said, with Codsworth, we are still sticking to that crossover in Fallout. So inventory management's coming in. It is a red and a white for an instant that's got split second. In case you don't know what that means, it cannot be interacted with, basically. It says, as long as the spell's on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. And then it just says for each aura and equipment you control, you may attach to a creature you control. So if we're swinging in with a team and certain blocks get certain ways, cast inventory management, take all of the equipment and put it onto the one creature that is not being blocked and watch the carnage happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I talk about it all the time. I love combat tricks, and I feel like this is going to kill me, and I'm kind of terrified because obviously you're going to block the really big thing coming at you and not worry about the small one. And then all of a sudden it's been
It,
reversed.
it's been reversed. Hello. Also, hey, even if they're not blocked, this is just 2 mana to attach all of your equipment. So that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, and then at split second too is just crazy. There's no way to interact. This has to resolve. It's amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of interaction, we do not want to get interacted with. So that is why I'm adding in the best kind of, hey, don't touch my stuff. That's deflecting SWAT. It's 2 and a red for an instant. If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost. You may choose new targets for the target spell or ability. So anything that's trying to just destroy our commander with target removal, we just say, don't touch it, and just move it somewhere else.
Yeah, Hunter, two great instant spells. I see some artifact spells that just honest to God terrify me.
Yeah, we are an equipment deck, so let's throw in some extra equipment here. The first one, brand new card from the last set, that is Corey Steelcutter. It's 1 out of red for an artifact equipment that says equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and haste. Then it's got a flurry that says whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. You may attach this equipment to it. Equip cost of 1 and a red. So the reason I'm throwing this in here is because I don't really care about the prowess monks. Those are cool, and they can be boosted with a couple spells in this deck because mainly we're equipment, and those are non-creature spells. So yes, they will be bumped up a bit. But the fact that Corey Steelcutter specifically says whenever you cast your second spell, doesn't matter the kind of spell, and then just attaches this to something else, that is going to swing right away because it has trample and haste now, which our commander will see as a creature attached and draws an extra card when our commander swings. So just another one of those equipments that come in attached to a body, just helps our commander draws cards.
Yeah, I mean, Corey Steelcutter since release has just continued to prove how amazing it is.
Yeah, and don't forget, it gives trample too. So attach this to something else if you really wanted to, and boom.
Yep.
Sword of Feast and Famine is another equipment I'm throwing in. This is 3 generic for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and from green. And whatever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all lands you control. Equipped cost of 2. Had to add one of the swords in. I felt like Sword of Feast and Famine was the one that's going to help us the most, especially if we're going to be drawing cards with our commander. And then when we do that damage, we're going to untap. And then if we drew something really good, we can play it right away because we have all the mana.
Yeah, Sword of Feast and Famine. To be honest with you, I think I just would have added all the swords, but this is probably one of my favorite ones for sure.
And the final equipment we are throwing in, speaking of getting mana, is the Reaver Cleaver. It is 2 and a red. Legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens, equip cost of 3. So yeah, just another equipment that helps us get in with that damage because it's another equipment that gives trample. And then when we do that damage, give us more mana, please.
Yeah, Reaver Cleaver is amazing. I hate seeing it on the opponent's side of the board. I just know shenanigans are about to take place.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, I do see some more permanent spells, a beautiful enchantment that, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised to see here.
To be honest with you, Steven, I'm surprised it wasn't in the deck already. I get it that it's kind of like a named in Magic universe. Sigarda's Aid, so Sigarda not being from the Final Fantasy universe, but still, come on, you gotta throw it in here, right? It's 1 white mana for an enchantment that says you may cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash, and then whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach to target creature you control. For 1 mana, this rate is insane. I told you at the beginning of the video that we were trying to find ways to just cheat the equipment costs. This is the best thing you can do with that.
Yeah, 1 mana is nuts. Like this card is insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
And coming in at like $7 is just mind blowing. because I know how much people love their Voltron equipment auras. Like I just it's what?
Yeah, this will snowball. You just keep casting all your equipments, and they just keep getting attached right away.
Yeah, this is definitely one you see in your opening hand, and you're like, that
Turn
one land does look pretty good.
and turn one cigar to aid.
Yeah. But speaking of lands, I see 4 nice includes. Go ahead and talk to me about these bad boys.
Yeah, so we're in a bigger budget, so we're throwing in some better lands. We mentioned this in all of our precon upgrades, I believe. The land bases for these precons were absolutely, unfortunately terrible. So we're buffing them up. First land, Jetmir's Gardens are Triome in our colors. The Mountain Forest Plains enters battlefield tapped. You can also cycle away if you draw it late game for just 3. And then our shocks in our colors. So Sacred Foundry, Stomping Ground, Temple Garden all enter the battlefield tapped unless you pay 2 life and they tap their respective colors. So Sacred Foundry taps for red or white, Stomping Ground taps for green or red, and Temple Garden taps for green or white. Simple to the point. These are better lands. Fix your mana base first. You will play the deck a lot better.
Yeah, can't go wrong with a good old shock. Jetmir's Garden. I always love tri-lands. Like the triomes are just some of my favorite. I hate that they come in tapped, but just being able to search this whenever you're searching for like whatever kind of land you need is just great.
Yeah.
So solid includes. I'm here for them. I'm scared. I'm just honestly scared.
It's okay.
It's not. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to the cut department of the Precon upgrade, which is the part everyone hates, but it has to happen. But Hunter, let's go ahead and throw them up on the screen. These are the cards you removed from the $100 upgrade. Are you going to be taking anything back into the deck? You keeping it the same? How are you feeling?
No, I'm going to keep all the cuts the same for the $100 upgrade. I didn't like them there. I still don't like them here. So they're all staying.
All right, sounds good. Well, if that's the case, let's go ahead and jump into the new removals.
Yep, and once again, little asterisk here. Do not change this deck if you do not want to change it, because I am gutting it, and I apologize, because I am trying to make the deck as best as possible, and this is the way to do it, in my opinion. If you disagree, comment down below. I'm interested to hear why you wouldn't remove these, but let's talk about the first one. It's Barrett Wallace. 3 and a red for a 4/4 legendary creature, human rebel. It's got reach, and whenever Barrett Wallace attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control the defending player. It's one of these things where you look at the absolute floor of a card and you think, well, if I'm attacking this and this is all I have on the field, then it isn't equipped. It's just a 4/4, and that's not good.
What do you mean? It's a 4/4 for 4.
4/4 for 4. Not in today's Magic. That's not a good rate.
No.
I'm also getting rid of Heidegger, Shinra Executive. It's 3 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature, human soldier. It says at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of soldiers you control. And then at the beginning of your end step, create a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents who control more creatures than you. That's a cool card. It is a very cool card, and I feel like it's more centric towards a soldier kindred deck, not necessarily, hey, we care about equipment. So that's why this one's getting the cut.
Yeah, I mean, Shinra's cool, but at some point, you're just going to run out of opponents that have more creatures than you. You're building a board state with this card. And again, we talk about the floor and the ceiling of some cards. This does have a pretty good ceiling, but also a very low floor.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, throw this into a Soldier Matters deck. It's going to do wonders there. Kate Sith, Fortune Teller, also getting removed. 3 and a red for a 3/3 legendary artifact creature, Cat Moogle. Says at the beginning of combat on your turn, scry 1. Then exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you exile a card this way, target creature you control gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. It's a really weird card. The reason I'm cutting it is because, one, yeah, it buffs something up during combat, but if it's something that I wanted it to play before combat, I can't do that now. So I would much rather just draw cards and do stuff differently. Bronze Guardian is getting the axe here as well. For 4 and a white, it's a star 5 artifact creature Golem. It's got double strike, it's got ward 2. Other artifacts you control have ward 2, and this creature's power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. It's a cool card, don't get me wrong. And yeah, sure, it gives a bit protection to our equipment. But in reality, most people are attacking our creatures that are equipped. They don't really care about the equipment too much as
Hmm.
long as it's not attached to anything. So Bronze Guardian is a cool card, but it's just not fitting in this deck anymore.
Yeah, 5 mana is so egregious.
It really is. Elena Turk Recruit is 2 and a white for a 1/4 legendary creature human assassin. It says when it enters, return target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. And whenever you cast a historic spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on Elena. That is so oddly specific that it is not going into the deck. I get that you're like, all right, I'm just going to return a target equipment because technically that is a target non-assassin historic card, right? But this is just very selfish and it only cares about putting counters on itself. It's gone.
Yeah, in the comments down below, because I'm just kind of curious, what's the lore behind this? This is a human assassin that doesn't want to bring back any non-assassin creatures.
Assassins. Yeah.
Yeah, like so it's just kind of it's very interesting. So, but yeah, good cut. I got nothing nice to say about this one.
And our final creature that we are cutting is Aerith, Last Ancient. 2 green and a white for a 3/5 legendary creature, human cleric druid. It has lifelink and says at the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gained 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead. We are not a life gain deck, so sorry, but it's gone.
Yeah, I won't lie. I saw this in your cuts and I was like, dude, you're gonna get so much hate from everyone in the comments. And then I'm like, this card makes no sense in this deck.
It really doesn't. There's not a lot of lifelink. This is one of the only cards that have lifelink itself, so it's the only card that can really gain its life, and that's not getting to 7 or more life by itself.
Yeah, it's almost like you need to stop caring about Cloud and what Cloud's doing and let Aerith do the thing.
Exactly.
All right, but those look like all the creatures. I see one sorcery getting cut, and poor Aerith back again.
Yeah, so this is Harmonize. This is a sorcery that I feel like I always cut from all the precons. It's a one-time draw effect. It's 2 and 2 green for a sorcery that says draw 3 cards. I'm going to tell you right now, Shram, the addition that we just threw in as a creature, is going to pull a lot more weight sitting there on the field as a repeatable card draw. Our commander gives card draw. Harmonize, a one-time effect or a sorcery. Get it gone.
Yeah, good art, just not on a good card. Let's go ahead and move on to the artifacts. Some artifacts, not as good as they want to be. So talk to me about these and why you removed them.
Yeah, so we threw in some equipment. We can't just have only equipment into the deck, so we are going to have to remove some equipment to make room for those other equipments. I'm getting rid of the ones that I felt like were the weakest. So Mask of Memory is 2 mana for an artifact equipment. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card, equip cost of 1. This has no power buff attached to it, which I felt is kind of the reason it's got to get cut. Our commander draws cards already on its own, and we don't need to attach this to draw more cards, and we've thrown in plenty of card draw to make this irrelevant.
Yeah, this such a weird card.
Hero's Heirloom is 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has trample and haste, equipped cost of 2. That's pretty cool and all. I mean, just a little bit of a bump of +2/+1. It's not doing that much. And let's say we attach this to our legendary creature, aka Cloud, at the helm. Cloud already has haste. So this is really just giving it trample for 4 mana, +2/+1. No thanks.
Yeah, a little expensive just to get some trample out of this.
And Darksteel Plate is a card I'm cutting as well. It is 3 mana for an artifact equipment. It's got Indestructible. It says equipped creature has Indestructible, and it's equip cost of 2. So for 5 mana, you're giving something indestructible. And in today's kind of Magic the Gathering world, indestructible doesn't really mean much if you're getting Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, or Farewelled. I mean, there's so many exile effects now in Magic that it's, to be honest with you, I don't really know a lot of people that still run Destroy Target Creature.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing of the past.
Yeah, speaking about a thing of the past, I see an enchantment getting removed and moving to the past.
That's right. We're getting rid of one enchantment. This is Soldier Military Program. It is 2 and a white for an enchantment. It says at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one. If you control your commander, you may choose both instead. You can create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, or you can put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers you control. It's such an odd card in this Equipment Matters deck that cares about soldiers. I get it. There's that theme of Final Fantasy. I do not know anything about all caps soldiers. It's obviously a military program, and Cloud is the ex-soldier. So there's ties to that. I get it. It's very thematic. However, in this deck specifically, caring more about equipment, this does not do either.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's like they said to themselves, "Man, we put in these really amazing sieges from Tarkir and the Will ofs, and they were just like, now we need some bad ones."
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, just make a single 1/1 on combat, which is a weird place to make a 1/1. It's not great.
Yeah, it doesn't even have haste. Like, why? All right, Hunter. Funny enough, I see you're slowly turning into me here. So I see that you added 4 lands that we talked about earlier, but I see 5 removals. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, we are cutting one extra land than we are adding, but don't worry, there's still 36 after that extra cut. So yes, that's
It's like
right.
6 too many.
We're getting rid of Evolving Wilds and Slayer's Stronghold as the lands that don't tap for any colors. This is Evolving Wilds. You know what it does. You sack it and go and get a basic, put on the battlefield tapped. What's better than grabbing an Evolving Wilds? Just another land that you can play right away. So, yeah, Evolving Wilds gone. Slayer's Stronghold does tap for a colorless, and you can also pay a red and a white tap it. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains Vigilant and Haste until end of turn. I felt like that rate was kind of just okay, and I don't see myself doing that very often. And the final 3 lands we're cutting are the filter lands in our colors. Mossfire Valley, Sungrass Prairie, and Sun Scorched Divide. You all have to pay 1 to tap it for their 2 respective colors. So Mossfire Valley is red and green, Sungrass is green and white, and Sun Scorched is red and white. These cards are not good, so they are getting removed.
Yeah, a lot of mental math here, and I'm not here for it. So, all right, Hunter. Well, listen, I think that's it. All the cuts, all the ads.
That is going to do it. That is in our entire Limit Break $300 edition.
All right. Well, let's see if you broke the limit on this upgrade. So you were given $300, obviously the one from the $100 video, which if you haven't seen, link in the description, go check that out. And then obviously 200 for the bigger the batter. Where are we at?
Yeah, so at the time of recording, which we said already is before the set is even released. So these prices could very much come down after the set's released once people start getting product in their hands. The total is $306.45. So I am actually banking on it coming down.
Yeah, and Hunter, to be honest with you, prices could even double. We don't know. That's the unfortunate thing about pre-releases. Some cards kind of take off. I mean, I remember Corey Steelcutter when it came out in Tarkir was good, came down a little bit, and shot straight back up because standard is a menace.
Standard is a menace, and you could be right, but I am banking on the fact that this will not break that limit.
All right, well, go ahead and talk to me about the limit break deck. How are you feeling about it now that you've added everything that you've done?
I feel really good about it. I mean, the only downside that I see with Cloud, honestly, is that it is starting with 5 mana to cast. Other than that, this card is fantastic. It does everything you want to do on a commander. It equips itself right away when it comes down. It swings right away because it has haste. It draws you cards right away. And then if you had a big enough equipment, it makes you treasure. This card is an all-star in my opinion, and I absolutely love this deck.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny that it gave you 2 treasure tokens for its power being 7 or greater, just because I feel like people knew that this card was going to die, and they're like, let's help out with that commander tax.
Definitely.
All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for sticking around. We greatly appreciate it. That was Cloud X Soldier for the Limit Break deck. I'm super excited to play against it, and that's me lying straight to your face. Well, if you stuck around this late, go ahead and in the comments down below, let Hunter know how he did with the upgrade. Did you like the ads? Did you not like the ads? We always take feedback very seriously. We read all the comments. It helps us become better deck builders for the future because there are some cards that we've probably never heard about that you guys bring up and throw them in our decks. Also, while you're down there in the comments, don't forget to like and subscribe. And then you can also check out the deck list in the description on Moxfield. On the screen right now are all of our beautiful patrons. Thank you guys so much for adding a little extra support for us. We greatly appreciate it. And then also, if you want to catch Tifa, Martial Artist, a little early, the backup commander for the Limit Break deck, you can always find it on Patreon, or you can wait a little bit and then it'll be on YouTube. But definitely check it out sooner than later. But a special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Aaron Hill,
Aaron Martin,
Brian Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian,
Thrifty, PSGR.
and William Colombo.
You guys are awesome. And until the next video, I don't know what to say anymore.
Peace.